My name is Envy Santana, right? I live in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I'm a captain slash port captain. So I work at an Embassy Ferry. Been driving there for like 10 years.
My name is Tavon. I currently live in Glendale, Queens, but I'm originally from Brooklyn. Yeah, I work in a hospital. I do supplies overnight, as you can see. I am a TikTok where I talk about mental health is highest in the room 519. There is just strictly mental health tips, quotes, and stuff to help me get through mentally.
How old are you now?
35.
35. And today's your birthday.
Yes,
How does it feel?
it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Happy to be.
And you just wait. Were you working today too?
Yeah, I just got to work at 6 a.m.
I don't know how you do it.
I laid off. It's not for everybody.
Because last time I think we tried to come here before and you zipped out. You Z'd on me.
Yeah, I fell asleep. I'm a dad now, so sometimes I get off work at 6 a.m. My wife got to work at 9, so I don't sleep. Because if I sleep, I'm not gonna wake up. So I'm up for the day.
Sometimes you'd be pulling all day, all night.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's great. That's great. Well, I'm happy you made it because we've been talking about this for a couple weeks.
Yes,
And one.
just put it in motion. We spoke about it and we just did it.
Yeah. No, I'm happy that it worked out. And I think it's like we spoke about it before. I know because I've been seeing on Instagram always talking about that kind of situation with what you're dealing with, which is you want to expand on it. Like,
Yeah.
this is that great. I guess.
So in 2013, I was diagnosed with bipolar 1 disorder. Bipolar 1 disorder is a chemical imbalance in the brain, and you can have manic episodes or depressive episode. I've experienced both, more mania than depressive, but yeah, that's what I deal with on a daily basis, just staying level-headed and staying out the psych ward, because I've been to the psych ward 5 times in 7 years.
5 times.
Yeah.
What did that look like going to the psych ward? Or would it even be walked to that and go? It just
So the way that they get you to go to the hospital, they kind of trick you. They were like, "Yo, come over here. Let me take your blood pressure in this room." You go in the room's locked now. Let's go, you can't get out. You see your people on the other side. Yo, let me out.
so
They don't get out there. Yeah.
that's
Yeah, they trick you. Well, at least I felt tricked because it wasn't under no.
under the normal parameters. Like it wasn't clear. It wasn't clear cut. Like, hey, we're gonna get your blood pressure and everything.
I didn't have to go into the room. I felt like I should have got my Bibles taken and I should have never walk off. But I'm thankful that they kept me because I was
Going through some.
manic. Yeah, so I probably wouldn't have been here today because when I'm manic, I do. I don't engage in risky behavior, but I do stuff that I really don't do. So I'm more vocal. I'm saying things that I normally wouldn't say, no matter where I'm at, who it's hurting. So I burned a lot of bridges by saying things manic. Every episode, I've lost countless people because I've said things maybe I shouldn't have said. Maybe the delivery was a little crazy. Because even when I'm not manic, my delivery is wild. So,
I think you
but hey,
or jabby.
I needed to get it off my chest, so it needed to be said. It was bothering me, so I let people know.
It's probably just when you're having those manic episodes, the way you're articulating might be too
Yeah, it's too straightforward.
chopping the heads off. And
And I feel like there's nothing wrong with being straightforward. I'm not beating around the bush. If I'm telling you how I feel, how you made me feel in a certain situation or about anything in particular, you shouldn't feel away if I'm telling you the truth.
yeah, no, that does make sense. It's just that when you like, I kind of learned this through just my whole life experience. When you have like direct things that you want to tell somebody, well, if you know them very well, you have to know what triggers them, what don't trigger them, what bothers them, and how to communicate and articulate with that specific individual to get the point across. There's something like obvious would be like if you want somebody, if somebody's talking to you, and then you're like, I don't like hear what they're saying. In your mind, you're like, I think you stop talking, right? But then that's gonna come across like, oh, you want to like, so I tell you how the game was going yesterday, and you telling me. So it's like, so like that kind of moment, you have to be like, I don't really want to talk about it no more. Be like, yeah, no, I understand. I mean, I get it. That was a crazy game, but my head's all over the place right now. I don't even have like this the bandwidth for it. That's like an easy way to tell somebody, like, all right, I don't want to talk about it no more. But it's just you're still saying the same thing. You're still getting the same end result that the person's like, oh, all right, we'll talk about it some other time. Instead of saying, yeah, I don't want to talk. Oh, I don't want to talk. You're like, it hurts people because this you're dealing with not just your emotions, but the other person's emotions and stuff like that. But besides that, I don't know. How does that affect you? Oh, who diagnosed you with that first of all when you first got that moment? Like, oh, you had this. Who's the one that told you that? How did that feel?
I don't remember the doctor's name, but I don't know. I felt, you know, when you know when when you're like when you drunk and feel like the room is like spaced out.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt.
Like you zoom in on your like out of body experience.
Right, I had like an out of body experience. I'm like, damn, I was good all my life with stress and everything, and now I got to deal with this. So for the first few years, I was in denial. So that's part of the reason why I kept going back into the hospital and having episodes, because I stopped taking the meds.
Also, you put you on like
Yeah, the pills I don't take because one, they make me gain weight, and two, some of them are lethal if you just stop taking them.
okay,
Some of them
the withdrawal.
gives me male breasts.
Male breast.
Yeah, I actually took that one, but thank God I did it.
That could be a possible side effect.
Yeah,
It's not
actually no. There's a lawsuit out for it. So
a male breast lawsuit.
yeah,
What's that?
for that message, Miss Paradel Consta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so thank God. Like the only side effects I get from my medication, which is a monthly injection, is pain at the injection site, and the injection is a mood stabilizer.
Okay.
So and it does help. The last time I had my episode, because I was being stubborn, I said, you know what? I'm not going. I don't want to take it. But good. I'm good. I'm fine. I was not fine. And then, I'm so crazy that I try to think I could talk my way out of going into the hospital.
But that's like everyone that has those.
Yeah,
Those
you're stubborn.
you like I'm good. I'm good. But yeah.
Yeah, someone who's manic, you're not gonna tell them that they're in mania.
Yeah.
To them, they're fine. But the thing is, though, they feel fine because if you never experienced mania, certain people have goals during mania, and they're really sticking to that goal. Like they're not sleeping, not eating. They're hyper focused on that goal. Because I was like that. You know what I thought I could do? I thought I could make enough moves in a day to wake up in a new Bugatti. You know the song East Hood? That's my time I was having an episode. I was like, yo, I could really do enough things in a day and wake up in a new Bugatti.
Oh, that is yeah.
Yeah, so that's what my whole matter of fact, I think I met you that day. Remember, I was like, yo, can you pick me up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
And then we went to Linden.
Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, because I told someone, I said, yo, I'm gonna come back in a car and watch. So
You have the panic episode, and I'm over here like I don't know what's going on. Today. I was like, oh, funny, but it's all good. So that's my boy. It's all good. It's all good.
exactly. No, I didn't know what was going on with me, but now that I do, but there was plenty of people who I did. I went to the high school.
EBC.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
I went to the high school to speak.
Oh, like public speaking.
Manic though,
Oh,
bro. Manic, bro. Not, bro. I'm running like herb. I'm breaking down.
yeah.
You heard? Yo, they're like, yo, what's wrong?
I'm here for my public speak. What are you
I'll
talking?
be like, yo, I just came to like tell the kids. I did just wanted to be like, because what really caused my first episode was I wasn't happy where I was in life. I wasn't I wasn't yeah, I was content with doing nothing. I wasn't doing nothing. So I had a job, but I wasn't really doing anything productive, like I'm just making all day.
Just kind of getting by.
Yeah, just getting by every day.
And that was what triggered your first manic, kind of like an anxiety.
It added to it, yeah, because I'm like, damn, so what am I gonna do? Like, seeing stuff on Instagram, everyone's doing all this stuff, even though it wasn't legal. But I'm like, damn, I have to do something. I can't just be sitting here letting life pass me by, and that's how I felt like it was. And then also my mom had gotten sick, so those two things. And then the third thing was the girl I was dating at the time was telling me the people I was chilling with every day wasn't my friends, but she wasn't expanding.
He was just kind of like
Vaguely saying, yeah, yes, oh, they know you're people. Yeah, so I'm like, I we talking about? I'm with the Mary Darnoy. Like, yeah, so I was going on. Yeah, so I was just conflicting with myself. And then also one thing that I think attributed to was I was conflicting with my faith. I was like, yo, God's real, why all this bad shit is happening to certain people?
right. Yeah, that's one of the big questions.
Yeah.
They always feel like God worked in mysterious ways, but I'm like, this is pretty bad though.
Yeah, but from that, from learning and reading and just having life experiences, I learned some things you're just not gonna understand.
Maybe not till later.
Now,
Might make sense. Oh, never. Oh,
yeah, sometimes there's some things you're just never gonna understand.
yeah. Because they always have that saying, like most of the time when people have bad things, they're like, why does it happen to me? I'm a good person. But there's no discrepancy. You know,
You could be a good person, but you may be paying for your parents' karma. You don't even think about that.
yeah. You know, karma goes a long way. I believe in karma. Like, yeah, wholeheartedly. I've experienced it and I've seen it happen to people. So it's like, if it don't happen now, it'll happen 2, 3 years later. Like,
Gotcha. Is this how you acknowledge how it happened? Something that happened to you, but you remember you did something similar to that somewhat?
in the same realm, like there's been multiple times where I've broken hearts, and I'm like, oh, that was bad. I feel horrible about that, and I'm like, it's lesson learned. I won't do it again. And then something happened later on, and I'm like, what happened? Why me? Someone got mad at. And I'm like, why me? But I look back, I'm like, you know what? I probably had that come. And then not that I feel better about it, but I feel like that I might deserve that. But even though it might not be related, but you just connect two things. You find a pattern into it, and you're like, all right, I get it. Lesson learned the hard way. You know, if you know whatever happens, whatever you do to somebody, I always feel like you'll get 10 times worse in the future. It's just a matter of time. And it could bear its face, not even in that alone. It could not that this happened to me, but you could do something personal, like to someone that you might have wronged them in some way or fashion. And I feel like in the future, it'll bear its face in a different way, like something like, I would say, like an example, which God forbid, someone in your family that you hold dear gets into like a freak accident, and then you start to connect. Why did this happen to him? Why is it because something I did wrong? After that, you start thinking, oh, you get a bad diagnosis from the doctor, and you're like, why? This is a horrible situation. I haven't done anything in that realm that's wrong. And then you start to backtrack, look, but I had done wrong before. And then you start to connect it to it. You don't know. Then you start to relate, like, oh, maybe I deserve this. Maybe this is God or life showing me something that, bad thing could happen to good people as well. And bad thing could happen to bad people. There's no, you know, it's impossible to look at somebody and tell and look at the in the bed. Nothing's ever bad gonna happen to that person because he's a good person or she's a good person.
Yeah.
It's not related. The greatest people can still get that terminal diagnosis. You got 6 months. What? So people can have lung cancer and never smoke a day in their life. It's happened before.
Yeah,
Have a heart song because it's just the way life happens.
I've heard people experience 4 traumatic experiences in their life, but EMTs may experience up to 4,000.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are crazy. That's all. Yes.
It's an insane thing to like even think about, but that's like, like does happen and extrapolate like that.
You can't have a good one out the bat. It gotta be a balance.
And some people lose track of that. They just feel like everything's gonna shoot straight down.
Yeah.
And then those dips, they feel so bad because they just think there is no dips.
Yeah, I feel
When
like
you have that dip, you feel like you feel lost.
but I feel like the dips you build character though.
Those are where those are where you learn the most and you build your core the best. When you're up high, it just everything feels good. At Rainbow, man, some with you, yeah, everybody's with you. But when you get in those little
Yeah, you gotta be thankful for the bottom because now you know who not to rest with when you're at the top of it.
or even more important, you know who's there at the bottom, and who's gonna always be there when you're starting to like, tremble a little bit with your belief or your confidence. It might drop, but when you look around and you see like the people that are always there when you're running high, and the ones that are gone, then you should be like, oh, these are my core people. Almost like they're there. I wouldn't say unconditionally, but they're there as long as you want them there. kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, but you can say unconditionally because this is why they're there.
Yeah,
If you were there conditionally when you hit rock bottom, disperse.
right. But then he like when I mean like rock bottom, I mean like when you're in a bad situation,
Yeah.
you're not doing anything wrong to them.
No, yeah, no.
There's this condition that people will love you, but as long as you love them, you know.
Yeah, you definitely right.
So it's like I'm just thinking conditionally, like in the realm of like as long as you guys' relationships are good and you're in a bad spot, they'll still be there for you.
I mean, where look here,
Like
like no matter what's going on, I'm always rock with you.
as long as you guys
Which differs if it's a interpersonal situation between the two.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's just a big deal. It's a big deal and it goes a long way. And I've been blessed enough to have my dips and have the people that are really important to me stick around. And it's really kind of a situation where you almost to get taken aback. And sometimes people that you don't think will be there at the bottom are there. And then you're like, oh, I didn't even notice that you have that kind of support and love for me. And then you internalize that. And then moving forward, like, okay, this is one of my people. I didn't really absorb it until you hit the bottom. Because sometimes you get desensitized by so many people that are around you that you forget, or you lose sight of the people that are really, really there for you.
We have just real.
Yeah, you just feel like they're gonna be there no matter what, and you kind of almost take it for granted.
Yeah, you know, people take you for granted all the time. So now let me ask you, because you're very goal orientated. You always been. Do you know what causes you to lose your drive or confidence when you go into your goal?
I would say it's 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 multifaceted. So a lot of I for my this is I'm only speaking from my experience. A lot of
No, yeah, I'm asking about you.
I feel like when you lose a little bit of your confidence or your the road that you was walking, like you don't see it against a little baby. For me, it's always when I have like a bunch of stacked negative moments that are starting to like stand on top of each other. Like when you have one or two, you could be like, okay, one problem at a time, right? And then you're fine. We could work through them. But sometimes when you have a bunch of problems that just stack, the weight of it can be like, wait, is this where I'm even supposed to be? I don't even feel, I feel like maybe this is not meant for me. And then you start to like wander a little bit. Like, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be here for that path. It's like, am I even good enough? Like, I don't know if I'm good enough or will I even be anything moving forward from this point? And then you have those little moments where you're starting to be a little destabilized and you start to get not, I won't say the word like depressed, but like you tend to like be sad in a sense. It's like a soft sadness where it's just following you throughout the days. And then you're starting to become a little like, I don't know what's going on. All I know is that I don't really feel good. But I always try to, have that tough stoic, like, it's all right. You just taking a dip and this is where it counts. Then you start to be like, I talk myself into like, this is not like I remember, like I told you before, life is not all about the running highs. So then you start to rationalize like, this is a dip, but it's supposed to be a dip. I'm supposed to feel this way right here, right now.
It's part of the journey.
It's part of, yeah. And that kind of like shakes you up a little bit. Oh, you know what? All right, fine. You just don't like the feeling of it, but this feeling is exactly where you might need to be right here, right now. And not kind of be like, all right, I can sit in this for a bit because I might need to sit in this for whatever reason it is. And that'll help me feel better. Like, all right, cool, it's cool. I'm not I'm not special in regards to anybody else. So people go through these dips. I'm no different. And I'm gonna go through the dip. It's just a matter of time. As long as you have the mentality to be like, all right, this is just a moment, it's temporary. Just keep your mind set in that path that I'm gonna keep walking, and your drive will eventually hold its own course, and doors and opportunities will open up. You just have to stay on the path. A lot of time when people they get so disturbed by the negative stacked moments that they stop walking and they just want to stay still. Like, let me just stay still. Let me gather my thoughts because I don't like the way this feels. But you can't, like, you really can't stop walking. Even if you're walking in a sense that you don't feel good, but you have to keep walking forward. And then those situations will open up. I feel like if you keep walking in that same direction, in the same, I guess, the same cadence, like, don't slow down, just bear whatever you have to go through, but keep on going through that moment. Because if you don't, then it's like walking in place. You're walking, you're not doing anything. It's like a hamster on the wheel. Like I'm gonna just keep on working and doing nothing because I don't feel comfortable putting pressure on myself because I'm scared to fail. You know, and that fear of failure is what people be, you know, I'm good. I'll do my thing here and I'm happy. I don't need to do any further. I got a good job. I can pay my bills, blah 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 blah, and I'm good. But you know, like deep inside, you could have done more. You just didn't want to because you're afraid that when you put yourself out there, you're gonna take in hell. It's gonna be embarrassing. And then you have the mentality where um you see other people like on their rocket ship. You know, you're like, I want to be like that. You know, I want to do that.
Why not me?
Yeah, why not you? Like it's just, and then you tend to be like, do I not deserve that, or am I not working hard enough? Am I not doing it enough?
You know, I used to like that too, and I was realized, you know, it's just not my time yet. Everyone has their time.
Yeah, that's one of the big deals that people they tend to jump on other people's pathways, right? And then
We're not doing the necessary work in there.
exactly, so they're not even they don't really know specifically what that person did to get there. They just see them there. They'll just see them there like,
Yeah, sweat tears.
They see them their little Instagram things. They see them when they got there, but they don't know. Like I've said this before plenty of times. They don't know like the person might have put in 5, 10 years and they're in the quietness, and then they just pop on Instagram, and now you see them and like, damn.
Instagram, you only see people with highlights. You don't see the low lights, the times where they wanted to give up, but they are where they are now because they persevered and stuck with it.
And even when in the people that are actually there that made it, in between those moments, they're taking L's as they get up. They're just taking L's and I really know.
Those people who are there too, they're probably still not even happy because they still have more goals that they want to reach. Because I know some very successful people who I don't know how they're not content because they were pretty well off, but that's just how they are. They just always strive for more and more and more.
That's just a mentality thing.
Yeah, no, yeah, it is. There's nothing wrong with it, but you know, sometimes you have to enjoy where you're at. There's nothing wrong with taking a little break. If you reach all your goals that you say you were set out to do, you get chill about them, enjoy it, bask in it.
I have that. I have that bad habit.
Yeah,
It's like whenever I reach a little victory, it lasts a split. Yeah, that
you see, and
split. Like I can be like, all right, I did it, and I just tap myself on the shoulder a little bit, and then I start looking ahead. I'm like, all right, I gotta do something.
see you out there.
But I don't sit in that you know victory or whatever it is I hit. I don't sit in it for long because I feel like if I do, I get lost in it, and then I'm content. But
No,
it's not true though. It's not true. You should take a moment and like
to realize the journey you took to get here.
yeah.
You do. Some people try to probably do the same thing you did and they couldn't. Something happened along the way, and they
Yeah.
dream gone.
Yeah, no, that's true. And but that's why I always try to think to myself, I'm like, I shouldn't put myself in another person's shoes, and I shouldn't expect another person to be in my shoes because it's just different life. We live different life, different paths. Some people might be able to skyrocket past whatever I'm doing. Some people can never reach what I'm doing. And it's because people are stepping on other people's paths. And then when they're trying to basically put their shoes in another person and they're not fitting the shoes, they start to be like they start to break down their own self-confidence. Because but in actuality, you guys are not in the same path. Whatever might take a person 5 years, it might take you 15. Remember, it's because you guys are on different paths, different situation, different family,
Yeah.
different jobs,
Different
everything, a different foundation, different
different life range.
yeah, different personalities. It just takes time. You know, whatever might take you a year could take another person 10 years. It's just that you just gotta separate the paths. And if you know you're walking on your own hand, then
You would to congratulate people,
yeah,
celebrate them in theirs, but still be focused on yours.
and you also give yourself grace.
Yeah,
That's a
you know
big
what?
deal. When you start taking L's, you don't give yourself enough grace to know that you're walking your own path. You're considering your loss because you're comparing that moment to another person's.
Yeah, a highlight. Yeah, you're low to their highlight, which is
That person won that. I lost that. But if you separate that, it goes, this is my path, and I'm gonna, whether it's a loss or a win, it's mine to bear. I can't compare my wins or my losses to another person's wins or their losses because it's just a different path. It's hard to extrapolate from that. Most people do not want to do that because they want to be able to be just as good as the person they're looking at.
Everything is compare.
And that's a lot of social media. It plays a big part of that.
Yeah, that you was a lot of depression because yeah, this person might have that, but you don't know what they're doing to get that or dealing with offline. You know, a post is a post.
Yeah, yeah. That's I know. I've seen that.
It's happy,
Where people could be happy as hell on IG, and once they
catch up in real life, catch it in traffic.
screaming like this, holding the steering wheel. What?
Can't even hold it together.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. It's just, yes, it looks good on the gram, but when you really meet people in real life where they at, you realize everyone's fucked up and everyone's missing something.
Yeah, no one's perfect. It seems perfect on social media.
Yeah,
People are more.
looks good, but it's not real life. That's what people fail to understand and realize. People falling into deep depression because they're comparing their low lives, their down spots to someone who's already went through theirs already and just living life to the fullest. You know, you can't do that. You're never gonna be to where you want to be.
And it always, I think it feels like it bothers the person more when they're seeing someone they know personally.
Personally, yo, this person did this and that. How are they doing this?
Yeah, they all.
What about me?
Exactly.
Hey, it was already written, you know, like it's not your time. That's why I said back to it's not your time. Sometimes you gotta sit back and watch other people shine. So when it's your turn, you can appreciate it better.
Yeah, you just gotta be willing to, when it's your time, to put in the work.
Yeah,
That's the big one.
I don't think people want to work. People don't want to work. They want to shine, but they don't want to work.
They want to go straight to the like, yeah, I made it, and that's the issue. Is because the time horizon is very narrow, and so they when they don't hit that time horizon, they feel like they failed. Like, I messed up. Like, whatever they think, this should take me 1 to 2 years max, because it took him 1 to 2 years, or her 1 2 years max. And then when they're starting to when they're starting to get to the edge of that 2 years and they haven't even done 25% of it, they're like, nah, something's wrong.
What do I do with that? They like that. What did they do that I can't?
Yeah. And then you could, especially if you know the person personally, you start to build some form of like resentment, and they don't even know what you're doing. Like, they're doing their own thing. So the whole time you might be looking at like, damn, this person, blah, blah. They're not even thinking of you. So it's like,
Yeah, they fall hyper focused on what they dealing with, what's going on in their life, and
yeah,
go.
and that's what you should do. Like, well, not you, but
No, yeah.
and president in general, you should focus on your failures and your wins, because when you start to compare, the whole time they're not even thinking about you. You're like spiraling. What the hell is not going? It's not good. It's not good. And the whole time they have their back to it. And then did they talk to you? Like, hey, what's going on, bro? You're like, nah, man, nah. I don't want to talk to you. Like, what did I do? I just did
Similar questions.
Yeah, yeah.
Energy off. That they jealous of what's going on with you.
All right. Yeah, and then and the whole time you don't know, and you might be even willing to help them, but they might just the act of helping them, they won't want it, because like, no, I don't want it for me.
Or even helping them might set you back. You might be interrupted debt karma.
Yeah, yeah, that could be a thing too.
Sometimes you gotta let people go through what they're going through. It's not your job to say, well,
Right, that's true.
even though it's like human nature to say people we care about and stuff, but hey, you don't know what was done for them to deserve this treatment.
For me, I would want to help if I could, and if I have the bandwidth for it. It's like, if I have the bandwidth, I wouldn't mind. And I usually, I'm always willing to help. Like, even at my job, I mentor a lot of people that are like, they could be my age, twice my age. But it's because you do get a sense of fulfillment from helping people.
Well, yeah.
That's one of the big things too, is the sense of fulfillment in your life. It plays a big part. It correlates with your happiness. When you could be happy for a moment, but you be fulfilled, like if you feel like for example, like you just had your child not too long ago. When you're with her, you get a huge sense of fulfillment, like a pride, and it's like, this is my baby. She's gonna grow up, and I'm gonna watch over her. I'm gonna
That's my twin. Yep.
There you go. So you're gonna have that just having her presence gives you a sense of fulfillment and purpose. So now you have someone that you had to care for forever.
To raise, protect, yep.
Forever. God. Yep. So having a child is a blessing in that realm, because sometimes a person might not have a lot, and then boom, kid comes. No, that's their world.
Now they got a world. Now they got a significant.
Which is very cool, just beneficial for most people. Not all, but most people, it is a blessing for them. And I was gonna ask you too, like because of the the bipolar disorder, how does that affect you dealing with your kid?
Okay, they don't. I don't think it affects the relationship. Like, I don't get mad at her. Like, she's a baby. Well, I don't get mad at her.
Yeah, I think children also give you the ability to build more patience.
Yeah, that was gonna say. Well, I already have patience, but having a daughter, you have to have more patience because I see her getting angry, and I'm just like,
Yeah, you have no idea.
yeah, she gets mad like me, so I'm like, hey, what am I gonna do?
Right.
But yeah, she's pretty calming. Like, this past summer, I feel like I was kind of having an episode, but I didn't, thank God. But I feel like I was hypomanic though, cause my coworkers is like, yo, you good, Tay? I was like, yeah, I'm good. Let's start this business. It's 7 in the morning. Just punched out. They're like, yeah, Tay, hit me. When you get home, I'm like, all right.
I'm not going home.
Yeah. But what I did to not go manic was I went to a body of water. I went to the piers of Williamsburg. Bodies of water. When you go to a body of water and you listen to the waves and just drift, is called drifting. Where you just hear the waves and kind of crashing back and forth. And the bigger the body of water, the more calming you'll feel.
Right, like an ocean. You be like an ocean. You be like,
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of very calming. Yeah. So I just went there because people thought I was gonna go back to the hospital, but I don't plan on going back ever. But I feel like I had to go there. I don't know why, but I feel like I went to the psych ward for a reason. So this is why I speak about mental health as often as I do, because when I came out, I was lost. Yeah, I was lost. I know no one who went to a psych ward. Or even if they did, they didn't tell me. So I had to figure out how to get my mental back, how to get myself back. She was telling me I changed, but I'm like, how was I before? And then I telling me. So I was just conflicted. But after the 5 hospital stays, after each hospital stay, during each one, I learned something different about myself or about the illness. So, but the one thing that I do enjoy about the episodes is like my confidence.
you skyrocket.
Through the roof. I could do anything. I told people I could walk on water.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Jesus. Literally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But also during the episode, I felt like I was getting signs from God. But it's only because I was testing things. So like, I'll give you a couple examples. I was like, there was a helicopter out there. I was like, I'm gonna zip this 3 times. If it's still there, they're after me.
Oh, so you're going through like paranoia too on top of
Yeah, paranoia. Or then, even when I'm not manic, I would base my day on the red light. Like when I was walking, I'd be like, when I get to the corner and it's still red, I'm gonna have a good day. It turns green, it's gonna be fucked up.
which is probably you would think the red will be bad and the green will be good.
Yeah, but
It's yeah.
that's some dumbass shit to think of though, bro. Like, why you
Right back home with
the light?
green, you're going back into the house.
Yeah, like I don't know why I did. Well, so I realized certain things I would just do, no real reason. I would just do it, and I was just me acting on my impulsive thoughts. But now I learn how to control it. It's pretty annoying though.
I mean, if you, like you mentioned before, if it's some sort of chemical imbalance, it's not even something that you're rationalizing to yourself because you have an imbalance there, and it's causing you to think irrationally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like you're like, why listen to it? You're not thinking.
Like people ask me things why I do it. I really tell them I don't know, and then why. I just told you I don't know. I did it because I thought of it and I just did it. But people don't understand. That's why I just rather be to myself.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, dude.
I mean, I have people I be around with who understand me, but as far as new people, because I can say some outlandish things. I don't mean to, but hey, that's just how I am. I'm not gonna be filtering stuff anymore. Before my episodes, I felt like I was living in a box. I wasn't saying how I felt. I was going home thinking about, oh, maybe I should have said this to person. Now, if someone got me fucked up, I'm gonna let you know you got me fucked up. Listen, I'm not waiting for no perfect time. You made me feel the way. Now now you're gonna feel how I felt. Not in that sense, but I'm gonna let you know how you had me fucked up.
Right. And like even when you have a negative interaction. So.
Yeah.
But you will also have positive.
Positive. Yeah, always tell me, way I appreciate your time. I'm very respectable. You know, I say thank you all the time. No, thanks for meeting me. Sorry for wait. Sorry for having you wait. Stuff like that. But just also, I feel like we should take advantage of my kindness, which it didn't really bother me because I brushed it off because some people are just dicks like that. But everyone has a limit, bro. After a while, you just fed up with people and their bullshit, selfish, ulterior motive ways.
So you have like that. So you think having less of a filter has helped you in like freeing your mind? Or,
Yeah, hell yeah. Keeps all the bullshit people away from. Because now they're not going to want to say no bullshit. Because now we say, oh, you said you did this? Okay, what about this?
yeah.
No, I wouldn't call people out on stuff. Especially when people say they got a discount in the store. You pull them up. Yo, I got money. I need it. Yo, you're not answering. So you don't got it. Stop talking to sound good. You could just not say nothing. And we'll be all right. But don't talk just because you want to sound good and look good at the present moment. And then when I pull you up about this said thing, you gave me a runaround or you're just not answering now.
And then I was just for the moment.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. People, you fake.
But it's like another important thing too, that we as like grown men, we have issues dealing with most of the time is even articulating our emotions to people in general. Because we don't well, we raised in Bushwick. Like growing up as kids, we don't really have that mentality of, oh, how do you feel today? It's just like, yo, stop being the bee.
Yeah, it's either stop being a bitch or fight. Yeah, that's the only two options.
Yeah, so there was no room for like a feeling. Yeah, I'm talking it out because we weren't raised like that. So a lot of our friends, like, would we were to have, if I were to have this kind of conversation and as a teenager, they'd be like,
What the fuck? Pull your panties off, bro.
that's what they would do.
Like, yo, someone get this guy a tampon.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then you gotta laugh with them. Yeah, that's true.
You choking inside, die. You go to the bathroom, yo, crumbling on the floor.
Like that fetal position,
Yo, that's how it was when dudes used to come to the group with heartbreak.
Yeah.
Yo, she got me messed up. Yo, get over her.
Yeah, she's what? Just leave her alone.
Leave her alone. No, it's not that easy, bro.
Then you go home and then so then when you go and have those situations with your friends at a younger or whatever, you get used to having that kind of interaction, so you don't even bring it up. Whether you're sad or having some sort of anxiety, you might not even know you're having anxiety because we don't really see what anxiety is as young people. We just feel like we're having a bad day. Oh, we're feeling nervous, or
We're just breathing funny.
yeah, breathing funny. You're like, I don't really feel like I'm having a little bit of thing, but you don't know what it is, so you just go through your days and then whatever. And then as you get older, like, oh, you might have been suffering from a panic attack, or you might have having an episode or whatever, PTSD. And because you're around people that don't know just as much as you don't know, they're just gonna be like, yo, these guys are bug out. He's a bug out, and that's it. I don't know what that is, but I know whenever he has these moments, because they don't know where it is, they're like, just leave him alone, give him space because he's a bug out. And then that's it. Boom.
Yeah,
That's the dictionary thing. Like, yeah. Don't invite him, he's a bug out or whatever. Like for anybody. But you understand some of these emotions they get internalized as young children. And then if you do have a disorder, or let's say they give you something as a young person, and then you get thrown out into the adult world where people don't know you, know your disorder, they're just looking at you as at face value, and they don't know that you have an issue, like a mental issue. They just be like, yo, no,
dude, bug it.
when can I start? No, we'll call you. Don't call us. And then you don't know that you have something. So like mental health, I think it's a huge deal. I'm learning now as I get older that it's good to be able to speak to someone that does know what you're going through, right? It's in good faith to talk to your friends and even your family about it because they're there to listen to you. But and at some people might have good advice to give you. Yeah. But most people don't know how to bear whatever you're going through because they just don't know how to articulate it in the correct way.
Or just how to deal with what you're going through.
Yeah, because they're not there, one. And two, if they might be there, they themselves don't know how to deal with that same situation. So they just will hear they'll hear you and they'll do the usual like
means
crazy.
they feel the same way too. But
They might be feeling the same way, but they also don't know how to help.
yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, cause y'all both lost together. So
Yeah.
so
So it's good to talk to someone like a. And I was against this when I was maybe as far back as this 1 year, 1 or 2 years. I was against even talking to like a professional, because it was just the stigma of like talking and having therapy. It's just
so
it's not a it's not.
so in order for me to get my shot, I have to go to therapy. I thought to get the shot. So but what I learned is a therapist is good because it's someone who it's a professional who's giving you an unbiased opinion.
Right.
They don't know you, just your name, your insurance, and just your tuition, and just the people, and they know what you tell them. So
That's the tough part too. When
like
you think you're trying to see.
it kind of helps to be honest, so you
Yeah.
get a full
Right. Yeah.
threshold of what the situation is at hand. So they go, hey, you know what? That's why this happened. This person felt that this way because you did this,
Right.
and then it'll give you a whole better visual of the situation at hand.
And that's really hard to do because you don't want to put yourself in that
And the
negative
guy
light.
like, yeah, but sometimes you got to be real with yourself.
Yeah, and then if you're, let's say you're getting therapy and you want real help, you need an unfiltered full picture of what's going on. Like if you did somebody wrong, you have to tell a therapist because at the end of the day,
They don't know you.
they don't have
Not your friend.
they're not your friend. They're here to help you peel back the layers of what's going on. And if we keep it at the base level, hey, how's your day? Day's good. How you been? I've been good. Everything's just at the top, and they won't be able to really tell you anything. When you start saying, "How do you feel?" Well, today I woke up sad because of this situation, because of something that I did, and I feel guilty. And they'll be like, "Why do you feel guilty?" And then they start cutting down to the layers, right? Getting down to the core of why you feel the way you feel. One thing I was doing reading the other day, and it's like, let's say you have an interaction with you, and one day I just snap at you. You're like, "Oh, what's wrong with me? It's not really like that. I'm just having a bad day." What happened to what happened throughout that day? And then they'll start to peel back that you did something that reminded me of someone else that did something a couple years ago, and it triggered me. You go all the way back. You're like, oh, I have a trigger for, like, let's say me, me personally. When I was younger, I used to just, whenever I used to have any events or whatever, my blood used to boil, people used to flake, and not even like text. I used to, I couldn't even fathom why would someone do that to me. I'm not like that. I would never do that.
I'm the same way because you wouldn't do things to people, but people don't have no problem doing to you.
But it's that, but it's also because they're not, you're viewing them through the prism of your eyes,
Yeah.
right? And it's not really fair to them because they have situations and dynamics that you're not privy to. And I had to learn that over recently. Like,
So you don't view them as them doing things that you wouldn't do.
I wouldn't do it
The person
personally.
hold them to that standard.
That's the thing. Like, it's an what I learned recently is like it's an unfair standard to do that to people, to be like, hey,
Oh,
we've been.
to hold them to your standard.
Yeah, because sometimes you're holding to a standard as if you guys live the same life and are experiencing it into the same way and are dealing with the same things, right? So let's say if you, yeah, like let's say I'm having a good day, I'm doing something, and I'm like, yo, we're gonna be here at 5 o'clock, this, that, the third, whatever. Be there at 5. All right, text you, bro, whatever. And then they'll go on their side of their life, whatever they're experiencing. Let's say they're having a horrible day, something happened, and their mood is just done. They feel sad, they have anxiety, but they won't articulate that to you. All you're seeing is that they flick. That's it. You're mad. I'm tight. You don't know exactly what's going on their side. And it took me a while to like think of it through that prism, and then that made me feel less inclined to like be impulsively mad. Because I just don't know what's happening. You don't know if they might. Like, so let's say, but if I were to ask you to come out somewhere, and you just wouldn't you wouldn't pop out. I wouldn't hear from you. You could have been having a manic episode that day. And I'm over here like, Scott Devon, he always flaking, man. I'm tired of him. And you like in a straight jacket or something.
Losing my mind.
Yeah, you're losing your mind. It's like, it's unfair because I don't know everything that's happening going on. Yeah. And it's good for me that I've acquired that mental state as of late, because it was, you're giving people grace. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give them grace. as long as you know that when they're with you, or you know that they are actually good people, you don't know what's happening outside of that. Yeah, and you have to give them that grace. I was not giving anyone any grace. I was just like, you flake, you're dead. You flake, I'm gonna talk to you. Well, it's just like it's
Set them off.
yeah, but you're also holding a lot of emotion that you don't really need to. It's just
Yeah, this is bad for you. We
you know that there's a lot of it's ego. It's a lot of ego.
Yeah, they don't come. It shouldn't mean the issue. Still, fun's still gonna be had regardless.
Exactly. But yeah, that, like I was mentioning before, like mental health for me, I think it's one of the really important things that we have to be able to talk to as like see, I mean, having a conversation. It's very hard for your normal friends to have that because it's just not a conversation that's comfortable to have. You know what I mean? If you whenever you have whenever you're sad or happy or whatever, how do you have friends that you can talk to about that, or do you?
Yeah, yeah. I got some. Well, I could talk to my wife, but I do have some couple homeboys who get up all the time to be like, "Yo, you bugging to chill out," or tell me to stay in line when they feel like I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing.
And you trust their when they tell you that, then you trust them.
Yes, only because they see me during episodes and didn't treat me a different way. It was just patient with me, made sure I was good. Not too many people have that patience to deal with you during the episode.
Right. And if it was up to you, you would push more for people to or not. I don't know. I don't know your opinion, but how do you feel about people or men that would actually seek some form of therapy? Do they kind of beneficial?
I really, yeah, I feel like therapy is very beneficial because your homeboys are going to tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear.
Yeah. And even if you do have friends to tell you what you need to hear, they might tell it to you the way that you can.
Bias is bias.
Yeah, and you also if they articulate it in a way that it just doesn't sit well with you, you're not gonna absorb it.
Oh yeah, because dudes do that. Like they tell you in like a bashful way, so now your compass is just torn, but you're not really motivated to change.
Mm. I had a funny situation. I have some some friends, I'm gonna say friends or whatever, they were trying to give each other advice. One to say, "Nah, I'm sad, I don't feel good," and he was telling the other guy, he's like, "Yo, just stop being a bitch, stop being a bitch, just man up and all this stuff." And then he came to me like, and I'm like, What's going on?" He goes, "I'm trying to tell him that I'm going through this and stuff like that, and he's saying this," and my friend's like, I don't know I don't know what to tell him. What do you want me to tell him? I don't know how to deal with this." And I had to like sit there and have a moment of like, I became a therapist. I'm like, what do you mean you're sad? What does sad mean to you? Like, what are you going through? And then little by little, I started to like break down whatever he was going through. And he's my friend's like, this is why you should talk to him, because I don't know how to talk to him in that way, because I don't talk to people in that way, and I'm not spoken to in that way. So I don't know, and it's not no fault to him. He just hasn't experienced that kind of communication style with their loved ones. It's an odd thing to do. If you like, I come to you and be like, "Hey, I'm sad. I don't see the purpose in life and stuff like that." Some people will be like, "Why?" I'm like, just work and just get your bread up, and simple to get your bread up, and just don't even think about that stuff. It's such a offhanded thing to do to someone that's going through some really internal struggles, and it's not no fault to them. They just don't know how to communicate it correctly. It's good to have a person that you can communicate with, that you know that they're talking to you in good faith. One, and whatever they're saying, you trust them because you have love for them, and you know they love you, and they have their best interests at heart. And they're talking to you or articulating their message in a way that you can internalize and walk out of the wherever you at, still within your head.
That resonates with
Yeah,
me.
yeah, it's resonate in your mind, because they could tell you something, and because you didn't like the way it was said to you, or you didn't like the way it made you feel, it's gonna go through one ear and out the other, because you just don't want to hear that.
And
Not in that fashion, right? So that's what I think therapy does. They'll communicate with you in a way that you can leave it still thinking, okay, I know what this person is saying, and I didn't know that about myself. So it takes a while for them to start to peel back the layers of exactly how you're feeling or what's going on. But once you get there, you're good. But I think having therapy, which is a funny one, I had my first therapy a week ago.
how is that?
It was, here's what I would say. So what makes me before, where I was so prevalent, I'm not doing it, is one, I didn't want to go into like an office space and go into the front desk. "Hi, what are you here for?" I'm here for therapy." "Why?" I don't know. I just they told me it's good, so that's what I'm here for. All right, sign this and tell me exactly what you're feeling, and you're just sitting in the fucking office like anxiety, checking boxes, and then they're
Yeah, I feel this too. Shit.
you take any medications? I'm like, no, I don't take medications. I'm not, no. And then you start to, I just feel like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going into the office. I just don't like the way it feels to do that. Like, I do think I should talk to someone about my emotions and stuff, good or bad. But I just didn't want to have that feeling of going and getting judged. That's the whole thing. Is like they're judging you. They're thinking something's wrong with you, and you're doing something wrong that you need to talk to somebody.
If it makes you feel better, therapists have therapists.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I know that off. I know that firsthand. That therapists have therapists. But the easiest thing that I would say, if you having trouble going to an office and putting yourself out there and making yourself vulnerable like that, do a Zoom call. A Zoom call is very easy. I mean, you could go to there's websites that you have, as long as you have health insurance and all that. You put your situation, how you feel, and you choose your therapist, and then this random guy just pops up on your screen. That's happened to me. I was like, I didn't do that. I didn't do it to the office. I just had this guy.
All right, so they chose the therapist for you?
No, I chose.
Oh, okay.
I did that. They gave me like a selection of therapists, and I just like, all right, I read their bio and stuff.
Oh, yeah, had a picture in the bio, right?
And I'm like, all right, let me just try this guy out, whatever. And I had made my breakfast in my apartment, ate, sat down in my little setup, and he popped up, and he's like, so what's going on? And I'm thinking he's gonna ask me a minute. He asked me like maybe 5 questions, right? And I did all the talking. He's just sitting there watching me, go, and I see him writing down. I'm like, what are you writing up there? Huh? You think I'm crazy? Tell me if I'm crazy. Okay, I'll hang this up right now. So
Now this writing notes.
no, yeah, he's taking notes. And then he asked me questions that was started to peel back a little bit. This is our first times.
Oh, yeah, so he didn't really go too in depth. He's just
He's just getting the lay of the land to see how it feels. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not, he didn't dig too much. He didn't dig too deep. The homo, but he was getting, he triggered a couple of things where I'm just like, you feel like, well, the emotions rising a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
You feel like, they be like,
Boys getting shaky. Shaky warrior.
and I'm like, my first one,
Nah, yeah.
it'll work out with it.
Nah, I know what you mean, because sometimes when I speak about certain situations in my mental health, I get shaken up.
Yeah, which is normal.
Yeah, what is it? Just
Fine.
I feel like that's just how intense I feel about the situation. That still to this day it affects me in that manner. Cause
Yeah.
shit have happened.
Yeah, it's such an emotional trigger that talking about certain things. I'm the same way. Like when I talk about, let's say, my mom, my sisters, my family, certain people in my life, the moment just thinking about them, I start to get like worked up. And then it only happens with them because you love them so much and you have such a deep rooted love for them that it can go. And but if and from your perspective, who do you think can trigger those kind of emotional responses for you?
What? People wise. Oh, my family, and sisters, my wife. Thinking about my nephew that passed. Yeah, family really.
It's family, right?
Yeah, certain friends maybe.
Mm-hmm. But I'm the same way. I have certain specific family members, specific friends.
Yeah, yeah, same way. Not everybody.
Yeah, of course, not everybody. Yeah, but that's what I would probably say at best is one of the most important things is to have the ability to be able to let those emotions out. When people kind of internalize it and
Oh yeah. When you internalize all the time, you tend to blow up on someone who didn't deserve it.
right, exactly.
And it could be over the smallest situation too that triggers you, and now a good day just turned into a horrible day because you didn't know how to deal with your emotions the proper way.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to get off to was when you're having those kind of when you're bottling a lot of those things up, you start to, which I just learned I think a couple weeks ago. I was speaking to my friend Eddie about it. Um, having developing attachment styles, like when you're as you're growing up, depending on what kind of upbringing you had, trauma, whatever. And as I'm reading some of this stuff, I'm like, hey, I have some of these attachment styles myself. And I'm gonna read that one that I think, let me know if any of these stuff rings to you. I'm gonna read it. which is attachment styles. Oh, there it is. Uh, yeah. So having an attachment style, like let's say this for you, an emotional detachment. Oh, sorry. Hold on. It means difficulty expressing emotions, feeling vulnerable, or getting close to others. Need for independence, strong desire for autonomy and self-reliance, fear of intimacy, avoidance of emotional connections and close relationships, difficulty trusting others, suspicion and distrust of romantic and social relationships, discomfort with conflict, avoidance of confrontation and emotional discussions, reluctance to seek help, preference for handling problems independently. When I read those, I'm like, I felt attacked. I'm like, you're talking about me. I have a lot of those
Yeah,
things.
I do. I heard a few that.
And they said it's four types of attachments. Which I read like this the secure attachment, which is means an individual with this style are comfortable with intimacy, can express needs and feelings openly, and have balanced relationship. That's like the healthiest side. Then you have the those with an anxious style often fear rejection and abandonment, leading to a strong desire for closeness and potential anxiety in relationships. And then you have avoidant, which I think I have the avoidant style, which is me. I think of people with an avoidant style tend to maintain emotional distance, value independence, and may seem aloof or uncomfortable with deep emotional expression. And then there's the disorganized one. This is the last one. This style is often linked to a history of trauma or inconsistent caregiving, resulting in mixed and unpredictable behaviors in relationships, such as wanting closeness one moment and pushing away the next. Like those are like four different styles of disorganized stuff. No, but honestly, again, I do appreciate coming because I think these conversations are necessary. I think they're
Yes.
really important to have, and it opens the door for other people to have these kind of conversations. And I think it's a good start. And I would love to have more conversation with people that are willing to have the conversation.
You know,
I don't want to force nobody.
as funny as it sounds, though, me being vulnerable, letting people know what I deal with, actually helped me build a better community.
Yeah, that's a really important one.
So, like, because most people don't know I've been through it.
Yeah,
Been through what I've been through because I don't look, I guess, crazy or something. But I went through things. I didn't expect to go through it. I didn't want to, but I did, and now I spend up a amount of time making videos on TikTok about my journey, what has helped me, quotes that resonate well with me that pertain to mental health. That's literally all I talk about on TikTok is just mental health. To let people know that they're not alone. You know, 1 in 3 people is affected by mental illness. So pretty sure you just open up songs like, hey, I deal with that too, or I have a brother or cousin or
yeah. That's one of the main reasons why I kind of wanted to have conversation because when you know me for a long time, I tend to try to be stoic in a lot of things I do and try to be like almost like on top of things at all times. But I'm human, I'm human and I do have my dips and my moments of feeling like I might not be doing enough or might not be good enough, and that's just the way I feel. And I think it's important to have those conversations so other people can see like, hey, he's human, I'm human. Um, I might be, I'm thinking that this person will never go through what I'm going through, and he is, and it makes me feel more, uh, secure. Like I'm not the only person going through this side of things, and it's really important to know that you're not the only person going through
yeah.
dips.
I think people feel good when they know that they're not alone.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's a comforting feeling, and it goes to show you like he's going through some stuff and he's working at it. I can go through my stuff and I can work at it. And
With confidence.
yeah, and it helps, and that's really the main thing is. And you said that you went through this situation and you don't know why it happened to you, but it happened to you. I think that it's important to know that because it happened to you, now you're talking about it. Let's say you never went through any manic episodes. Let's say you never had any issues. You wouldn't speak about it at all.
I
You would just
like to talk about it.
exactly. You wouldn't go through any of that stuff. Sometimes life will put you in those predicaments, and now you are like not a vessel, but like you're a person now that is able to talk about it because you experienced it.
Yeah.
And it's really important sometimes that you don't know that why these things happening to me, but it can happen to you because now you're in a position now to talk about it, and you would have never spoke about it if it never happened to you. You would have just that good person, and you might be the one person that a person might want to hear from because it's like, hey, hey, I know Tavon, he's having these episodes. I feel like I'm having something similar. Now I want to go and get checked out. Maybe I might be having some sort of bipolar disorder. And then
But
that's helpful.
I do tell people though, sometimes it's better not to know if you are.
Yeah.
If you're not having episodes, like, because that's the problem that affected me was being diagnosed. I was in denial for a while. So the first 3 years of within the diagnosis, I just didn't take the meds. I didn't care. I'm like, I'm good. I was not good. So, yeah, I would say, if as long as you stay level headed, have a great support system, which that goes a long way. It's crazy enough, but what you eat actually affects your mental. People don't think it does, but it does. A lot of all that, what is it? Processed food and sugars, no good.
Yeah, they can avoid it. Just
It's a
having
recipe for bad mental health.
just having high processed foods.
Yeah,
High sugar.
all the time, all day is
Yeah,
not good.
it affects your
Brain chemistry.
that and your blood glucose levels.
Yeah,
So it's like when you eat something that's high sugar, you have that high feeling. It's like having like pure sugar, and then you crash.
yeah,
And that dip, if you correlate that, let's say you're sad, and then you eat a lot of sugary food, you become like aware, and then you dip low. You dip low, and then you'll be sad and tired. Now you feel like am I depressed? Why am I so low energy and I'm sad? I think so. It's gone. It could be just a quick fix of like your situation and your diet, and then boom, you like high energy. My blood glucose is always leveled out, so I'm good. And that could be a difference maker. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, yeah. But listen, I appreciate you coming out, and maybe we'll have this conversation again. But I'm happy that you came. I'm happy to have the conversation, and thank you. Happy birthday again too.
yes. Happy birthday, here.
Happy birthday again.
Thanks, baby.